Good morning. It is day 91, second day in New Jersey, and I had a really nice sleep last night in my tent. And Iceman is slack packing me again, and he likes to help out and do a little camping. He spent the night camping in his pickup truck like he likes to do, and he's gonna meet me up the road, and we'll do that. Looks like for another day. I'm enjoying the change in landscape as I move north. A lot more pine trees here and ponds, just glacial ponds, and beavers. Beaver dams, and it's really cool to see how they change the landscape. I can only imagine a time when they were everywhere around here. It might be funny to think of New Jersey as kind of an exotic place, but to me, I've lived in the South for so long that this is all new to me. It's pretty cool. Another one of these open areas along the ridge. And I enjoy seeing all the ponds down there in the valley. Oh, and I continue to be walking on a member of the Strolling formation. These beds are sticking straight up, more or less. And I think I've been walking on the same formation, I don't know, maybe 50 miles. I've seen a few comments sort of to the effect of why the Appalachian Trail seems to take the hard route, or some of the more rugged paths or even dangerous routes through the mountains. And I don't know exactly how the trail is managed and how they decide the route or decide to change the route, but I can only imagine the clash of philosophies on when this trail was built, and what changes to make, and what trail maintenance should consist of. There are areas where there are, actually boulders moved and steps created to make it easier to get through. And there's other areas where bypass trails exist to go around difficult portions in the trail, or, in bad weather conditions, you can take a bypass trail. So I'm sure that's a whole area of controversy and all. But sort of my take on it is, the Appalachian Mountains are rugged by nature, and that's part of the challenge is to make it through. And if it wasn't for that ruggedness, the corridor might not even have existed ever to be able to get from Georgia to Maine, because these are areas that were not conducive to farming or many other land uses, and that's just how how the trail was able to be pieced together. And so I'm certainly not an advocate of smoothing the trail out and yeah, there's challenging areas, but that's part of the thrill of it all. Heading down to this large lake here, and sometimes I like to not look at the map and just kind of try and guess. Well, certainly we're not going to be going through the lake, so we've got to go around it. Which way is it going to take? There's a saying on the trail, the trail provides, that oftentimes if there's some needs, it's amazing how that can work out. And so I just ran into some people I met earlier on the trail back in North Carolina. So Nancy and George, they're the ones that picked me up at Carver's Gap when the big storm was coming, and they're up here doing some section hiking, and so it was awesome to see them. And things have been really buggy in the last few days, and I expect they'll be that way. Just annoying gnats and flies. They don't really bite, but they're really annoying. And George had an extra bug net that he gave to me, and it's like, it's only been buggy since yesterday, so the trail provided in that sense, with George's help. And now if the bugs get too bad, I can put a bug net on. Pretty awesome. It's a little garter snake. Let's see if I can get him to move. Hey, buddy. There he is. All right. You don't have to worry about me. I'm going to go. That cliff there is the Shawgunk Formation, the member that has lots of conglomerate, very hard, and those beds are vertical. They're sticking straight up, and then there's a contact, and you can't see it very well because it's all covered by leaves and vegetation. But it's a siltstone, which is also sticking straight up, the beds, but it's much more, it's much softer and erodes. So that's why that cliff is there. It's the contact between two members of the formation that are distinct. Right there is the highest point in New Jersey. I'm on a little observation deck above the trees. And even with this view of New Jersey, I can't see a single bear or a chemical plant. All right, I am in some lowland areas, maybe former farm fields. Really, for the first time in I don't know how long, might have been a couple 100 miles, that I have been walking ridges. So this is a big change. Saw some bunnies run off ahead of me. I'm getting there, but I am tired. This is another 25-mile day. And Iceman met me at the bottom of the hill on the road, and I got all the rest of my stuff, and I'm going to the secret shelter. Shh. Wrapping up the day, I went 25 miles from Brink Road Shelter to the secret shelter. At least that's what it is on my electronic map. This is just kind of a piece of property, very informal. I'm camping, tenting in a field, and there's a couple of structures and a few other people here. So that's it for the day, and I am exhausted, and I think I'm going to do less tomorrow. And then the day after that, I'm going to go resupply. I'm thinking about taking a 0 day.